because Liz Cheney supports Nancy Pelosi and Adam Schiff, and she has aligned herself with the radical Democrats.
All right, that was our next guest on Wake Up America last month. I actually had the day off. Sadly, I had this Monday morning off, but Wyoming Republican congressional candidate Harriet Hageman, who's been endorsed by both Donald Trump and Kevin McCarthy. She's a former member of the RNC, and she is running against Liz Cheney in Wyoming in November. Harriet, good morning. Great to have you back on the show this morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure to be with you. Now, Wyoming, great big state out west. It's an at-large district, so everyone basically votes on Election Day. In a recent poll, you were beating Liz Cheney handedly. I'm wondering what happened in that state. There was a time when Liz Cheney, the daughter of the former vice president, was hugely popular. What's changed?
What she's doing back in Washington, D.C. Wyoming hasn't changed. Liz Cheney has changed. She aligned herself with Nancy Pelosi, Adam Schiff, Adam Kinzinger, and the staunch radical anti-Trump crowd. And as a result, she's focusing solely on the January 6th commission. She's not representing Wyoming in Congress, and she's pursuing policies that we disagree with. So really, as my brother says, we have elections every 2 years to hold people accountable for their decisions and their votes. And in this circumstance, we're going to hold Liz Cheney accountable for the decisions that she's made over the last year and a half.
She voted to impeach Donald Trump famously after the January 6th protests. The former president and Kevin McCarthy have both endorsed you. They will be coming to Wyoming between now and Election Day. What did those endorsements mean to you, and does that change the race at all?
Well, I'm very honored to have the endorsement of President Trump, Leader McCarthy, as well as Elise Stefanik. She endorsed me last week as well.
Right.
And I'm very honored. I think what this demonstrates more than anything is it's a reflection of a no confidence vote in Liz Cheney. She's simply not capable of working with her colleagues back in Washington, D.C., which is really not a surprise to me, because in talking to people in Washington, D.C., and I've been meeting with them over the last 6 months or so, they all have said that she does not associate with the Republicans at all. She doesn't attend the meetings. She isn't a part of the caucus. She's not a part of the strategy. She really has totally and 100% aligned herself with the radical Democrats, with Nancy Pelosi, Jamie Raskin, those kinds of folks.
Yeah, the progressives like Jamie Raskin, absolutely. And by the way, that's not campaign speak right there. The New York Times had a whole report on the fact that Liz Cheney's not spending any time back in her home state of Wyoming. In fact, in that article from the New York Times, it quotes Liz Cheney as calling Wyoming residents crazies. Again, the source is the New York Times. What did the people back at home make of that?
Pretty angry and pretty horrified that that's how she views the folks from Wyoming. But I think that that's just further evidence that she doesn't understand who and what we are. But Liz Cheney never really lived in Wyoming. She wasn't raised there. She's not a Wyomingite. She doesn't understand us, and she doesn't understand our values. I think she was very good at covering that up for a period of time. But once you started really looking into her background and her history and where she lives, she's lived in Virginia the entire time she's been in Washington, D.C. You understand that she's not from Wyoming. Just this last weekend, I covered over 1,000 miles in 3 days, actually 2 days, going to an event in her alleged hometown of Jackson, the county GOP Patriot dinner.
Right.
Liz Cheney was apparently in Wyoming, but she didn't come to that dinner. And then to a barn dance on Saturday with another 300 people. Liz Cheney isn't coming to Wyoming because Liz Cheney doesn't care about the people of Wyoming.
Grassroots campaigning, that's going to make all the difference. Harriet, come back and see us between now and November 8th. I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, where real news for real people.